Today in the PetSmart kitchen, we're combining
I love that commercial crap. Oh, why does it do that? Let me see. Game capture. There we go. Alright, let's see if this is up. Oh. Alright, cool. Alright, guys and gals. We are back on the old FS. I was contemplating on what I wanted to do tonight. I'm going to do probably a quickie stream here. But I really wanted to talk about roadcraft. And hopefully we can get some people in here. Let's see. Load that. Set that to public. There. I wish it would save these settings every single time. Okay, there we go. Alright, so stream is live, 0 drop frames, 4 views. Alright, good. Good stuff. Alright. So I just downloaded this guy. I wanted to try him out real quick. I'm not really sure if I have a spot for him or not yet, but okay. Alright, so Roadcraft came out today. Hopefully I didn't piss too many people off with the video I did. I was just very discouraged with it. However, I did a little bit more watching of a stream, and a fella that never played any of them before kind of was bringing up some really good points. That I kind of wanted to give a second opinion on. So Roadcraft, I hadn't really been all that honest excited for. It was one of them games that Velcro had actually brought to my attention months and months ago, and had let me know that you know, there was a road builder simulator coming out, basically. Where aren't you turning? From Saber. And my immediate thought with it was, you know, it's going to be freaking, going to be sweet. You know, they did touch a little bit on the logging side. And what they had done with the logging, I really liked. The physics, the sounds, the way it kind of threw the machine around. So I went into Roadcraft thinking they were going after a realistic equipment operation, you know, in mud runner type fashion. But after watching, let's see if I can get this. There we go. So after watching, I felt like I was yelling. I had the noise cancellation on. But after going in and playing it, I just completely got discouraged with it. And I think it's bad PR, to be completely honest. And maybe I just didn't look into it enough. But my initial thought with Roadcraft was exactly that they were going after a more realistic mud tires type game that was going to be construction based. And I think that's where I went wrong, and that's kind of where they misled the community in a sense with the development side, with the screenshots, with the small videos. Now, if you guys know something that I don't, like I said, I hadn't really been highly anticipating the game or anything like that after the demo. Um, but after watching this guy play it with no concept of really anything when it comes to like construction or anything like that, he was enjoying the crap out of it. He was kind of complaining about some bugs and whatnot, and there are plenty of them out there to complain about. But what I picked up that he enjoyed about it was like is it Factorial or where you're not like Age of Empires, but like that type of game where the idea of the game is for you to be able to transport goods through the AI and make the roads good for them to be able to do so. And that wasn't my understanding of it at all. Like I said, the Mud Runner, Snow Runner had kind of spoiled me in the thought of what the game was going to be. And then on top of that, what I was pulling out of the previews and whatnot was not simulator-esque, but more simulator than I actually got, more or less. So I do see they're getting a lot of not so good Steam reviews. So I know I'm not the only one out there that got a refund for it. But like I said, after watching this other fella today, and he was enjoying it, and there is a different sort of person. Like if I was to do multiplayer on that game, I think it would be fun. Have the paver set up, have the fella rolling and everything else. But even the guys that didn't understand the task at hand, more or less, or you could tell, were city folk or whatever you want to call it, that don't really understand how equipment and things work. Even they were kind of put off by the magic dump truck filling up with sand type of deal. They wanted a hopper or something, so they understood that was kind of cheesy. But I did want to kind of address, I wasn't really thinking about taking the video down, but at the same time I didn't want to make it look like it was a video to bash it, because it wasn't. I had watched a couple people play it this morning, and I didn't watch very much of it, but it got me excited to check it out. Crap, I just put that on a building. But it got me excited to check it out and to hopefully be surprised. But that was not the case. So like I said, if you enjoy it, if you got it, I think Bearded's still playing it right now. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. Especially the like opposing views. That's really what I'm after. Because I wanna hear that people are actually enjoying it and not completely siding with me on it, because I'm not looking for an echo chamber. I'm more or less just I really wish I didn't make that purchase to bash it, because I didn't go into it with them intentions at all. I was really excited for you know, something more than the demo had put out there. So, nonetheless, if you've got it, if you decided not to buy it, let me know. I am interested because, you know, I'm not going to say that I'm going to buy it again, but they could surprise us. All depending on the feedback, more or less, but I did drop a negative review. And was actually kind of surprised that I was able to get a refund even after the 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever the heck it said I had on there. But honestly, as the game kind of sat, um, I don't know. Spin Tears had pretty good replayability for me. I played that a lot with Deputy P and Landy Kid and all them guys off stream. I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what the replayability is. How many people out there are actually going to be maining that game for, you know, a week or two or something like that. Let's see. Oh, wrong way. I want to try the other one. I just did a little couple of edits to this thing. I wanted to see if it got any better. All right, let me see. Oh, and ever since, lovely. So what happened here? Now my audio's gone. Oh. I can't tab no more. What is going on with this? There we go. Alright, let me try this one out. Frick, what did I do with that? Huh. Oh well. Alright. I don't know what happened to my my secondary arms here. up, Anthony? How you doing? YouTube is screwing again, so I'm headed over here. I don't know what the deal is, man. Let me, I guess I'll put it to subscriber only mode and then back. Let me see if I can't. Oh, this freaking. Ever since I did Roadcraft today, how am I gonna save this game? How am I gonna save this? Let me see. Edit. Customize. Subscriber only. 5 minutes. Save. Okay. Changes saved. Customize. Anyone. Save. Alright, let's give that a shot, Anthony. Yeah, it's okay. Don't screw your game up. No, it's not you, man. Roadcraft did something to my computer today. And I don't know what is going on with it. Where I can't... Like, right now, my start bar is at the bottom of my screen. I double click. I get my sound back. But when I go to hit escape... it launches properly. I don't know. Oh. Let me turn the sound down just a little bit. Let me try to find it at least, right? Master volume, vehicle volume. 70. 40, let's do 60. Alright. Save. Yeah, like I said, I regret making that stream. I don't know. I don't want to bash the game. I went into it thinking it was something completely different, and even when I ended, I thought the game was supposed to be something completely different. Because from what we were fed by the trailers, what we were told, it didn't provide that. And then, like, I just went off on a little tangent about it with I was watching another streamer play it earlier, and they never played Spin Tires Mud Runner or Mud Tires, whatever the heck it was called, and he was loving it because you could tell he'd never been around heavy equipment, never understood how it works, that type of thing, and that is kind of the audience that Roadcraft would appeal to. Or if you've got a couple of buddies that just want to go in, pave roads of dirt, magically fill your dump truck, and have a couple beers or just fool around, that it'd be a fun game for that. But if you're actually looking to do that, it isn't going to provide that for you. So like I said, I don't want to bash by any means, because I do see the people that are enjoying the game. I just, for my audience type of deal, what I was expecting and what we received is two completely different things. I mean, just a stupid thing like the steering wheel. All right, you move your steering wheel a little bit, it goes full rotation. It's like you had it working in SnowRunner, Mud Runner. I don't know about the last hiccup they had of a game, whatever the heck that thing was, but I think they must have made enough. I think they made enough money off expeditions to justify putting out something even more rushed. But like I said, I don't want to bash it too hard for the people that love it for what it is, Yeah, SnowRunner is, yeah. I actually was going to play that tonight to kind of keep it on that subject. But I didn't, just because we ran low on time. We just ate dinner. We had a band concert tonight. My son did, so I'd have to re-download. I don't have it on this computer yet, so I said screw it. We'll come in, do a hour of vlogging, and you know, if it gets brought up, then it gets brought up, and we'll discuss it. If it doesn't, then I'll bring it up and not really apologize, because I don't want somebody out there spending the money on something you're not going to enjoy. If you know, watch me spend the money and see if it's for you or not, basically. But like I said, I instantly submitted a refund request. They granted it, and I'm just glad it's not in my account anymore, because I would have never touched it again unless they come out with a huge patch. And even the guy that doesn't really know anything about the equipment and stuff, and you know, he said it himself. You know, the way he talks about the equipment and whatnot, but you know, he was reporting on bugs that were happening, like the yellow winch line being all over the screen, and you know, just some stuff like that. So it's one of them deals where a lot of people know that it was rushed, and you gotta either play it and enjoy it, and I'm kind of interested to see what the longevity looks like for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it dies off about as fast as Expeditions did. But realistically, man, when I seen the crossplay compatibility, I got kind of excited, because I was like, well, if this is a decent game, Anthony, you know, I actually thought Velcro too, but I forgot his PlayStation broke. But I thought, you know, maybe this will be a good game we can get together and do some paving and stuff like that on. But not the case. Not the case. And honestly, I was happy I was able to get it for $20, because I had bought all the previous games or something like that. They had like some sort of package deal that if you had everything in the package, it would discount it, so it was only $20, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I ended up getting the money back. I'm sticking into something else. I'm not a fan of the Expedition. Well, that's actually what I was reading on the reviews and stuff like that. People were like, Expedition was the black eye to Saber, and Saber, it seems like Saber knew it, because it was all over the place, and from the reviews and the people that had tested, or whatever you want to call it, and you don't really know what their verification level is, or even if they played it, but they basically said that it looks like Saber just doubled down on trash, and that's what it felt like to me. I mean, but like I said, I don't want to be an echo chamber for it by any means. So it looked like Bearded was still playing it when I logged into Farm Sim, so you know, he might think it's completely different, or maybe it's just something different, you know. They say. No, but I mean, even if you like, I went back to the Mud Runner, the first one, and you play that, you play Mud Runner, then Spin Tires, and it's like, whoa. You know, they did take out quite a bit of stuff just from Spin Tires on Mud Runner, and then you go from Mud Runner to Snow Runner, and you know, there is definitely some new stuff in there, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they've been going backwards for quite a while. Even Snow Runner, when it first came out, I was kind of like, this don't feel the same. Too much traction or something, I don't know. Oh, I missed it. Did you end up getting Expeditions? I would not hold it against anyone if they're like, no, neither would I, man. Neither would I. Like I said, after watching that that streamer play it today, you know, he was embracing the jankiness of it, you know, and having a good time. And I was like, man, why do I got to be such a hard ass? You know, if he can enjoy it, there's no reason why I can't. But I just know what the past was, you know, and I was let down. But I mean, when you're playing Farm Sim, I don't know. It's a different type of everything, I guess. I mean, I've watched some funny streamers play Farm Sim. You know, guys that always play like Escape from Tarkov, and you know, have that kind of crowd. But when they come into Farm Sim, they play it differently than they play a lot of games. But at the same time, they're comical about stuff, and it definitely has its own comical situations to it. But they don't play it for any more than a day, and then they're on to the next one. So it's hard. I don't know. Like when I used to go back and play golf with friends, you know, that was light mooded. And what was it? The worm game, War Worms, Battle Worms, something like that. Oh, let me see. How's it going, everybody? What's up, buddy? My son has it on Game Pass. Restream Bob. Bearded. That's who I wanted to come in here, man. No, I'm looking for the I'm not looking for an echo chamber, brother, man. I actually was hoping that you'd hop in here because I wanted to hear your experiences of it, man. Well, that's the problem in itself, Anthony. Is SnowRunner is SnowRunner, Roadcraft is Roadcraft. I don't I don't know. I'd have to rewatch the what do you call them? The demos, the teasers, the if they put Snowcraft and Roadcraft in, or SnowRunner and Roadcraft in the same pedestal on their teaser, then there could be, that could be brought to light. But just like all the naysayers on review bombing the game, it's an apple and orange type of deal. I mean, it's just like if Giants went out and made a Barbie Playhouse or something, like, I mean, there's things that you would expect Roadcraft to have, because they did do SnowRunner and they did do MudRunner, but they're not the same franchise. Just as Spin Tires wasn't the same as MudRunner, Spin Tires, if I'm not saying it wrong or in the wrong way, there was no respawns. The respawn was back at camp. So, like Deputy and I, when we used to do it, I mean, we'd have the little blue two-wheel drive all chained up. We'd be going down the trail, and if we rolled over, had to restart from the beginning. Where with MudRunner, I think you could rescue or have a rescue winch, or there was ways to not have that sucky feeling. It's almost like Call of Duty to Escape from Tarkov. You get shot in Call of Duty, you go back and you can shoot the same guy that just shot you. Where Escape from Tarkov, you get shot, you're done, your gear's gone. That's pretty much it. So there's a completely different mindset when you go into both of them games, and I'm trying to keep that mindset for Roadcraft versus MudRunner as well, or SnowRunner, unless they reference the game SnowRunner in a clip or a teaser video or something like that. If they did that and they misled the community, which I felt misled, to be honest, but at the same time, I had my own thoughts and opinions that were going to be in the game that just weren't, and I don't think the teaser videos or demos really expanded upon it, and that was the other thing too. Like all the streamers that I was watching this morning, I was asking them to show the keybinds, because once I seen people playing with a wheel, I was like, hey, if they got wheel support, maybe they'll have joystick support, or maybe I could use Joy-to-Key, or get. But it's just not the case. It's got that arcade. It's honestly, I think Roadcraft feels more like a mobile game than it feels like a computer game or even a console game. I mean, it'll play well with console controller, but the way the cranes move, the way that it all could be done with a phone. It's very odd. Very, very odd feeling game. I mean, there's supposed to be a big difference. See, I don't know. Is there? When did it say that, or was it just not? You take a big game developer like Giants. You take Giants and say they make a lawnmower sim. I think it would be kind of, maybe it shouldn't be, but I think they would have fertilizer in it. I think they would have maybe you see these guys making their lawns into golf courses where they add sand and level the. You see Giants, there is some roots dug in with Giants, so I think whatever game they would make, I think they dig their heels into it, kind of like they did with farming. I don't know, and that's kind of. I don't know if it was too much to expect Roadcraft to be like SnowRunner, MudRunner, Spin Tires, but I thought they would have pushed the bar a little bit, where it seems like they've taken 2 steps back with it. That's, like I said, I'm just looking for a back and forth with it, more or less, not a repeat. but they had the ground deformation decent. They had the vehicle, the mods, the logging, the cranes in the logging on. I don't remember if Snow Runner was good or not, but I know Mud Runner and Spin Tires. I was like, whoa, I want joystick for these machines, and I could actually log on here, and even like I know people are pissed off that there's no refueling, there's no taillights, but all this stuff was in Snow Runner, was in Mud Runner, and that's what I don't understand is why go back so far on the game and release it like that. It just seems like I would think that you'd want to push the bar even further every time you release something to kind of keep your audience. And after Expeditions, I think they pushed a mass majority of people away, and this is just kind of blowing the bar even further now. But like I said, I don't know. I understand where he's coming from. No, no. We're just talking. We're just having a solid. Because like I said, I don't think I'd have a problem getting it again if they put out a patch, not one of these day one patches that everybody talks about these new games coming out with, but actually digging their heels in a little bit and realizing that we're not going to be paying with our wallets like the rinse and repeat Call of Duty. I mean, that's really the only way you can show these devs anything nowadays is to either refund or just stop supporting them until they put out a product that everybody can tolerate. But kind of like DayZ, you lose everything. Yeah, exactly. It's punishable, A lot of people were going into it with the hopes and the wants of a simulation game, and it's not that at all. And that's exactly right, Bearded. That's exactly what I thought too. And like I said, I watched a streamer today that had no experience with equipment, had no experience with nothing, and was playing it like it was Factorial. It's basically what you are going into that game, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't understand this until after I got my refund. You go in, the place has been decimated, whatever the case may be, and you're not trying to open up the roads for you, you're trying to open up the roads for supply routes. And if the roads aren't good enough to bring supplies in, you make the roads that way they can go back and forth, basically. And like I said, in that type of atmosphere, and how many times they actually have you do that, where I think it was like 2, 4, 6, 8, it might have been 10, 12 different locations that you had. Is it like Command and Conquer style? I don't know. I don't really know how to. I don't know. If they would have been a little bit more open about what they were going after with it, I think it would have been a lot better success. Because I had no idea until I watched that streamer play it with an open mindset, But I already had my heels dug in that it was going to be another game like what they had released in the past, and it just wasn't. So like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I do know it's riddled with bugs. The steering wheel absolutely freaking drove me nuts. That you can just restart. It just little stuff like that. The steering wheel, you move your wheel just a little bit and it does full rotations like it's, I don't know. It's a driving game. At the same time, it's not a driving game. It's a build the roads that way the community can kind of function. It's very odd. Very odd. But nonetheless, like I said, I was hoping Bearded would come in here and kind of straighten me out with it. I played it with my kid's controller, and it was a pain in the butt. The control scheme is horrible in that game. I was not a fan. And then whenever I was using my wheel, which was supported, if I went from using my wheel to my keyboard, my computer would lock up, or um, it would bring me to desktop. So finally, I put it to full screen mode. I don't know it. You guys seen it? It was in the it was in the stream today. It was frustrating. It was just not done correctly, I guess. Um, I get more enjoyment from construction sim than roadcraft. Even construction sim kind of pissed me off. That's why I really didn't play it very much. Was they just took the easy way out. If you want to play easy mode, select easy mode. If you want to dig the basement, select hard. You know, but it doesn't really seem like there's that. I mean, you can take the 3 scoops, 6 scoops, 10 scoop, whatever it is, and it'll ask you on the screen, do you want to continue or do you want to just move on? Which I can understand, whatever, but yeah, construction sim kind of ticked me off because they're more interested in having you use each piece of equipment rather than focusing on the job that you're doing. Like if you're putting in a basement that day, do the basement. I'm not interested in driving the concrete truck. I don't want to bring the dump truck to the excavator. I want to dig the basement. You know, choose that role, and then have AI come in, or maybe I don't know. I don't know. At the beginning, you start by trying to prepare for a storm. Well, no, I played all that. I 100%ed the first one, and then I got very frustrated because uh, when you brought the 3 concrete slabs, the 2 iron I-beams, I had to restart the game because the game locked up. It didn't lock up, but it wouldn't do anything for me, so I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I restarted the game. Finally, that worked, and then I went from there to the cranes, and then the cranes were automatically going backwards. I unplugged all my joysticks. I unplugged everything while I was streaming, and as soon as I got into the cranes, they were like the keys were down or something. It was very odd. So I ended up having to use the front loader to push the concrete ocean, whatever the heck you want to call that, tide block. I had to push it with the loader dozer looking thing, and then it snapped into place, and it was all done. And it was like, you know, I screwed around for a freaking half hour trying to figure out if it was my joysticks, if it was whatever, and it was just the game wanted me to relaunch it in order for it to fix it. So it was odd. And then the storm hits, and you work to restore the services. Yeah, I played for 4 hours and haven't encountered any bugs. That's awesome, man. Good. I had 3 hours, 3.8 hours on it when I refunded it. But I'm also playing with keyboard and mouse. Well, it made you, in all honesty. I had the steering wheel going, but then after I got to the cement slabs and the I-beams, I had to unplug it all because it didn't work. Even with a fully supported steering wheel, whatever you want to call it. I understand that frustration about construction sim. I had the same feelings. Just started ignoring them. Yeah, and that's one of them things, man. And that's one of the nice things about farming sim is you can kind of dig your heels in if you want to, you know. Or embrace a suck and have Harold come in. Rental unit. Kind of interested to see what this is about. Let's buy that. Alright, let's see what we got in the used department. So like I said, man, I was hoping, I really, Bearded, I was hoping that you would come in because I wanted to hear, because I was excited to hopefully get to do multiplayer when I got back from the woodyard today, because I had put in the application for the refund before I left because it was raining this morning. So I went back out to the woods and I was listening to that fella as I was cutting and splitting and everything else. And then I was like, well, if they don't refund it, I understand I got over the amount of time generally that they let you refund something. I said maybe Bearded or somebody might get it, and we can try it, and I can look at it from a different perspective. But when I got home, they ended up refunding it, so I was like, well, okay, so no big deal. But yeah, I was kind of interested to see what would be different if I was to play it multiplayer. Oh, you're really gonna put me in up here? I'm gonna need to change. I don't know how else I can really do this. There we go. I just have to be... Oh, this is alright. This is a good spot. I was gonna play some Farming Simulator tonight, but I'm exhausted for the day. Yeah. Oh. No, honestly, I was gonna eat dinner and go to bed, and I'm gonna be going to bed here shortly. But I figured I wanted to come on and at least talk about it, and if I can help anybody not buy that game without understanding that it's not what you think it's gonna be. If I can save somebody from that, that's one of the biggest things. And like Bearded say, Bearded plays his own games anyway. A lot of the games Bearded plays, I don't jive with, and Deputy and all them. But it's nice to hear that he's enjoying it for what it is. But that's one of the biggest things is understanding that it's not Mud Runner, it's not Spin Tires, it's its own identity, and if you go into it thinking that it's them, you're gonna be let down. Let's see what this thing can pull. This one's not edited. Uh-oh. Pull winch with R. See? My game is all buggered up, man. When I hit R, it's giving me my my specs. I don't understand what's going on with this. I'm gonna have to restart my computer. That's really all there is to it. Even with that game today, every time I wanted to go inside the cab, I had to completely stop, not have the steering wheel be touched or the pedals, and just keep mashing C in order to get in. And I've never had that issue before until I downloaded that game today. So there it is. She ain't gonna have it in her, is it? I think it's that one. Yeah, it is. It's that one tree over. It's locking me in. I tried watching it in Split 2 Gaming. I don't know who that is. No clue. Okay. Oh no. Dirty rotten thing. Yeah, I mean, and there's gonna be plenty of games that I play that you guys ain't gonna have any. Like tomorrow, I'm hoping, fingers crossed. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day, I am praying that we get the update to Gray Zone. And if that happens, that's what I will be on. I'm so excited for that game. I put quite a bit of money down on that game. I think it was like 120 bucks last year. And I wasn't able to play it until I got this computer. And now the big PvP update's coming out, I believe tomorrow. Well, in the next week, we'll say. But I'm hoping it'll be tomorrow or the following day. Why is my winch disconnect not working now? Oh, that's why. Yeah, and like I said, a lot of you guys ain't gonna jive with that game either, but that's fine. That's fine. It's basically the open world Tarkov that I've wanted. Since Tarkov said they were going to make it open world, and they didn't, so. Alright, I guess we'll do the two then. What is Gray Zone? It's a jungle shooter that takes place in Laos. There are 3 factions. Crimson, Mithras, and something. And you go in, you fly in, or now hopefully, you go in, you take out the AI, you do the objectives you need to do, and yeah, it's a looter shooter extraction game, but it's beautiful. But the problem with the game has been the PvP, the people camping extractions and stuff like that. So they're putting a big update out that's gonna hopefully fix it. It looks like it has really fixed it from the streams that I've been watching, but we'll see what happens with it. What up, Farm Beast? How you doing, buddy? Had a lot of issues. Yeah, it did. But that was a while ago. Well, it still does. Like I said, the big update is in the works now, 3.0. They're getting rid. I mean, you can still use helicopters to fly in and whatnot, but you're gonna have fobs around the world now that you can drop off gear at, restock at, and then respawn at now. So that way the people camping the extracts or the chopper landing and extracts and all that will hopefully be a lot less than it was. But yeah, maybe I can get with you, Bearded, on that if you play it. Hey man, how you doing? I'm doing good, buddy. Doing real good. Just working, eh? Or stand by. It's not disconnecting anymore. Huh. Yesterday I couldn't get it to stop disconnecting. Today I can't get it to disconnect. Now, Gray Zone is a full body computer workout. I will tell you that. But I don't know if you've seen the new update, Bearded, but the weather looks so good in it. They added storms and rain and blah blah blah, but the foliage as it's raining, the raindrops hit the foliage and the leaves and all that move, and it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna absolutely suck at it, I know that, but I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy the suck. Oh. Farm sim. All right. Don't know what happened there. I've got to restart this computer. I'm going to get this going, and I'm going to shut the stream down, guys. It just, like I said, something with Roadcraft. I don't know, but I've never had the problems that I've been having, even in Roadcraft today. Like I said, from steering wheel to keyboard to joystick, I have steering wheel binds now that are bringing me up to my desktop screen. I don't know what it did. And like I said, when I hit exit or escape on my keyboard now in Farm Sim, it brings me back to desktop. Everything seems like it brings. Oh, that's not a good sign. No. So none of the trees are cut now. Sweet. Alright. So we basically did nothing that stream. That's alright. What up, Farm Beasts? Catching up on your streams. Need to drop in sometime. I need to get back. I need to get Arma back for my PS5. They had Arma on PS5? Really? That was one game I never figured would ever be able to go to consoles. Oh wow. What the crap happened? Apparently Roadcraft messed... that's what I'm saying, dude. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you guys can't even see it. I don't think. Like, at the top of my screen right now, when I hit R, I've got FPS, CPU, Celsius, megahertz, watts, volts, RPM. Like, it's tied in with my NVIDIA now. So when I hit R on my keyboard, that comes up. I'd never had that on FarmSim before. And then when I hit escape, oh, that worked that time. No, it's not now. So escape is bringing me back to desktop. So I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. I'm gonna do a couple restarts, refreshes on this computer, and try to get that figured out. I don't know what happened. It don't matter. We got a stream. We got to voice our opinions. I was glad to see Bearded come in here because I definitely wanted to pick his brain on it. And he said exactly what I was kind of thinking. That it's not spin tires, it's not snow runner or anything like that. It's its own identity. So either way, guys, be back at you here shortly. Maybe I'll do a little bit of Gray Zone tomorrow. All depends. I definitely need to work on my PvPN and just shooting in general because that game I plan on kind of sinking my teeth in a little bit when I have time. So I'll probably stream it. And now I'm back on the pedestal, kind of waiting for some new farming sim stuff to come in. The script mods, we're still waiting. So either way, God bless y'all. Thank you guys so much for the support coming in here. Love hearing what you guys are thinking about the new games coming out, and whether you're let down or kind of open-minded about it. So we will see you in the next one. God bless. If it'll shut off.